Yo, what's up, everyone? Somebody asked me to do another Stephanie Buttermore video. So here we go. My new all in struggles, what I haven't told you yet. Ooh, wonder what it could be. She looks pretty good. Now, I think. Yeah, she looks, or is this before or after? I don't know. She looks pretty good, not gonna lie. Anyway, let's watch this. Who knows what it could be? I wonder.
I don't know what to do. I don't know. The all-in journey was hard, but doing it publicly just added so many layers of criticism, of pressure, of having to be perfect. So I'm going to be honest with you. This video will be equally scary, but also a relief to me. Scary because I want to open up to you about what I'm currently struggling with right now with my body, life, hunger situation, and a relief just because I really want to just talk to you guys. I want to let you in and I want to bring you in and share this next chapter with you. I have been wanting to do this for a while, but I just wasn't ready. But I think I'm ready now, so I want to talk to you about everything. In retrospect, I think my all-in one-year recap video had like this false sense of finality that I think led people to believe that I would just be done with all-in, and that's not necessarily true or really how all of this works. That chapter was concluded, but I think right now I'm in a new chapter. So let's call it chapter 2. That comes with its own hurdles and obstacles that I'm currently dealing with. So just to make sure that we're all on the same page, I really quickly want to recap chapter 1. So before going all in, as you know, I had extreme hunger, I was really tired, food focused, I was weak, low energy, and then I went all in and I sedated my extreme hunger by allowing myself unconditional permission to eat. I gained the necessary amount of weight to fix my hunger, fix my metabolism, and my quality of life. And after that, with a lower appetite and a higher metabolism, I lost a fraction of that weight gain, allowing my body to naturally settle into my predetermined genetic set weight, the weight that I can maintain easily without having to try and with intuitive eating, the body that I'm in now. So now what? So for starters, I'm going to tell you how much I weigh for context. So please do not take it out of context. And I would never try to say certain numbers are good or bad. Everybody is totally different. Everybody's body composition is different, and these numbers are completely arbitrary. I am not you, and you are not me. But I want to tell you these numbers because I think it'll help you follow along. So I currently weigh 135 pounds, and this is 20.
That's it. Fucking all that build up, 135 pounds. Who cares? Okay. So, as the leading Stephanie Buttermore expert on YouTube, a couple things. Number one, if I saw her now, I would not think she's hot for sure, super hot, but like, I would not. I would look at this body and I would be surprised if she actually worked out. Like, this does not look like the body of somebody who. I mean, I guess I don't know. Like, do you even lift, bro? But anyway, okay, all right. So she's trying to get over the eating disorder. This is pretty skinny. What was I gonna say? Where she like talked about like getting over my fucking food thing, like. So I remember when I did the other videos, there was very little like of the good foods that she was eating, right? If you watch my food pyramid video that I just put out, it's like eat. I always say 80 to 90% of your calories from meat and eggs, and I will stick with that if you have an eating disorder. Like, this is not doing anything for you. This is just like, ooh, this plate is so colorful. Oh, wow, I'm gonna enjoy eating this. Um, Anybody who has an eating disorder, I guess I'll just say this now. You have an eating disorder, eat meat and eggs, and fucking that's it, done. Magically, you won't have an eating disorder anymore. This whole all-in thing, this is marketing. This is to sell her fucking all-in program. This is to like, appeal to all of her fucking teeny bopper anorexic girls who use words like, oh my God, I got so triggered by your video. Like, how dare you talk about, how much you weigh? Like, oh my God, I just ate a fucking entire cake because of that. Just really fucking absolutely pathetic people who have no desire to not be a victim. They just want to be a victim so they can get pity. Attention is the coin of the realm when it comes to girls. So like, I don't know. It's just absolutely pathetic. And they're using this whole like eating disorder thing as a kind of auto win, uncriticizable auto win, where it's like, oh, I'm anorexic. You can't say anything bad about me. I'm struggling. My life is so hard. I don't know. I just have a very low opinion of these types of people from my research. Anyway, let's talk about now. She looks pretty good. Doesn't look bad. She's just a hot girl, She's just hot. I like a little bit more muscle. I like girls who are more fit. not my type, to be honest with you, but she's conventionally attractive for sure. But like to imply that it takes a fucking year to get over your eating disorder, you fucking cure that shit in like 3 days, man. 3 days, you're done. Not even 3 days, 24 hours. Any anorexic girls out there, if you have a problem, you're fucking anorexic and you want to fix your problem, send me a message. I'll help you for free. And I'll have you on track in fucking 48 hours. You'll be fine. You'll know exactly what to do and you'll be done. If, on the other hand, you want to fucking mentally masturbate to like a hot girl in a bikini crying on the internet because she like, you know, can't eat, you know, fucking donuts and watermelon, like, go ahead. You can watch Stephanie Buttermore, go buy her t-shirt. But like, in terms of actual fitness advice, this is a complete joke. It's actually a complete joke. I just have no patience for it.
So now what? So for starters, I'm going to tell you how much I weigh for context. So please do not. And this is 25 pounds higher than what I weighed before I began my journey. And the highest my weight ever got during my journey back in December 2019 was 152 pounds. And I think a good question to answer that I'd like to address right now is whether or not I could have just gained 25 pounds, like to be the weight that I am now and not gain the 42 pounds that I did gain. And that is a definite no for me and my body. I needed to gain that 42 pounds to finally get to a place where my appetite was decreased to eventually get back down to my set weight. If I had only gained 25 pounds and like stopped eating to satiety, I would have never reached that point because after gaining only 25 pounds, I was still very hungry and still very far from finishing my journey. And stopping there would have just prevented me from fixing my extreme hunger. But I do feel really good and happy here. Not because I think I look good. I think I struggle with that regardless of what my weight is. But I really want to emphasize that I feel good. Like physiologically, my health, quality of life, my mood, and my hunger, all of that is really good right now. I'm definitely in a way better place than I was before I started my journey. But mentally, I am struggling with a few things right now, and that is what I want to talk about. So right now, I'm in like this post all-in weight maintenance phase. So my weight has been the same since July. I haven't been doing anything different or special, but this phase is tricky because of public perception. I feel like people think that my journey was supposed to be like this perfect linear line up in weight gain and then a perfect line down in weight loss and then plateau and stabilize for the rest of time. Hold on, let me explain. Okay, so weight is on the y-axis and time I've been all in is on the x-axis. And then here is the weight I was when I started.
Okay, two things. Number one, I watched an interesting video by Jordan Peterson. I'm like going through a Jordan Peterson phase again. And he talks about how people who have eating disorders, he was talking about, because he's got like, he's a psychologist and he's very into personality traits, things like conscientiousness, aggression or assertiveness, orderliness, right? All of these things that are generally like, they're correlated with various things in life, right? Successfulness, how much money you make, you know, temperament, whether or not you're going to go to prison, all this shit. So anyway, he said that one of the things that it's correlated with orderliness is a sense of disgust, or I'm sorry, sensitivity to disgust, right? And so basically what he says is that people who are sensitive to disgust rank higher on the orderliness scale. And anorexics, or people with eating he said anorexics, not people with eating disorder. And this chick is anorexic, right? People who are anorexic are very high on the orderliness scale. And so what that implies is that they're also very sensitive to disgust. And if you know anything about anorexic people, you'll know that the reason that they fucking starve themselves is because they look at themselves and they're disgusted with the way they look. So it's very interesting that this chick is also a PhD. She's got her fucking color-coded markers here, and like everything is very like organized and regimented, and like, you know, at least that's what it seems. And then this all-in thing is basically her attempt, it seems to be an attempt to like get over the disgust of eating. That's really what it is, right? That's the reason for doing this. And the whole all-in thing is, you know, putting aside any sort of like apparent desire to like sell your learnings as a program or your coaching or get views for your YouTube videos, putting all of that aside, which to be fair, I do think that plays a very heavy part in this charade, no offense. You could make the argument that this whole all-in thing is really just an exercise in getting over your disgust by applying like absurd amounts of pressure. Like basically, what am I trying to say? Like overstimulating a sensitive area. So for example, if you're afraid of snakes, right, and I tie you to a chair and put you in a room with a bunch of snakes and fucking put snakes on you, you're gonna freak the fuck out in the beginning. You're gonna like lose your mind, like you're gonna go crazy, right? But if I leave you in there for an hour, after an hour you're gonna be less scared. After a day, you're gonna be way less scared. After a couple days, you're not gonna give a fuck anymore because you're gonna realize nothing bad has happened. You're gonna get used to it. You're gonna get used to the trauma, right? So that seems to be, even if it's not stated, that seems to be what the like goal is here for this all-in shit. Is it necessary to get really fat? Because that's basically what this is. Like, I'm going to get really fat. I'm going to gain fucking 30 pounds. And then once I'm sick of being fat, once like the pain of being fat is worse to me than the pain of being a skeleton, then I'm going to lose the weight again and I'm actually just going to be healthy. But like, why wouldn't you just skip straight ahead to being healthy? Which is that's been my criticism of this all-in nonsense since the beginning. Why wouldn't you just go and be healthy right away? Like, and that's why I say, any anorexic girls out there, you want to find the fucking cure? I got the cure for you. By the way, anybody who has cancer, anybody who's anorexic, anybody who's bulimic, anybody who's got fucking diabetes, anybody who's fat, anybody who's skinny, I got the same answer for you too. It's easy. It's not hard. You just do healthy shit. You go to the gym, you work out, you eat meat, you eat eggs, you don't eat garbage. That's it. Really, that's all it comes down to. So when I look at this and I'm just like, why are you making it so complicated? Really? Is it, and I wonder if it's genuine. I'm getting a little bit of like a fake vibe when I watch this. I'm like, is she just preying on young girls who are fucking stupid and anorexic and don't know any better? Like, why wouldn't you teach them to just eat fucking chicken? Why not just tell them to eat chicken? Is that so hard? Like, you need to fucking make color-coded graphs about this dumb shit? Like, I don't know. I'm sorry.
My journey. So this is what I think people think my all-in journey should look like. I gained weight, then my appetite decreased, so I lost some of the weight that I gained, and then my weight perfectly stabilizes for the rest of time at the ideal weight people think I should be. But based on everything I've learned about all-in, it doesn't always work out like that. Some people who have a naturally lower set weight might gain a lot of weight and then settle at a lower body weight than I am now. Some people with a genetically higher body fat set point might not lose any of their overshoot weight or just lose a small amount of that weight, and then they settle higher than me because of their genetics. But I feel like right now, I'm somewhere around here. My weight is stable, and yes, I did lose some weight, but what I'm fearful is, if I continue to lose any more weight, people might think I'm restricting or dieting again. Or if I gain more weight in a second wave of weight gain, or just gain weight because Thanksgiving and the holidays are coming up, people might say all-in failed, and I'm back to yo-yoing with my weight. So at this point, like, this is the pressure that I'm feeling right now. I feel this external pressure to maintain right here. If I deviate from here, I will get a lot of opinions thrown at me. People saying, like, did all-in not work? Are you restricting again? What's going on? Or I'll have to deal with people calling me obese again. And I know that it's really easy to say, like, girl, don't worry about the haters, don't worry about them, don't listen to them, but it's so much easier said than done. I'm trying, I really am, but it's hard sometimes. So this is something that I am working on. I'm trying my absolute best to just like stay in my own lane and not let, other people's opinions impact my behavior. But like I said, it's hard. And also, not everyone is a hater. Some people just are concerned or confused. Like when I was gaining weight during my all-in journey, a lot of people were just sharing their opinion of the fact that the weight gain was a detriment to my health. And now that I've lost some of that weight, people say that the weight loss is a detriment to my health. It's just a lot of opinions, not just hate.
The reason for that is because this is a fucking stupid plan. That's why. This is stupid, right? Gaining a bunch of weight on purpose is fucking stupid. It's just stupid. It's not, there's no purpose. It is completely unnecessary. And if this is not being done to get views and get attention on the internet and build your business, it's stupid. Other than that, it's stupid. From a health perspective, it's stupid. It's pointless. It's unnecessary and it's unhealthy. You don't need to do any of this, right? The danger with doing all in is that you turn into a fucking actual obese person, like morbidly obese, like a freak, like a fucking need a motorized scooter to like scoot your fucking 400-pound ass around. That's the danger. Now, like, to be fair, somebody like her, used to being a hot girl, does not want to give up the benefits of being hot. Like, you're not just going to throw that away because you want to eat a fucking cookie. You know what I mean? You're not going to throw that away. It's not going to happen. But for somebody else who's maybe not hot and just a fucking skeleton, you might slip into the other side, right? How many fucking fat people have you met who are like, oh, I used to be anorexic, and you look at them, you're like, really? What happened? Anyway, the reason you're getting a lot of hate is because you're just not being healthy. You're not making an attempt to be healthy. This is not an attempt to be healthy. It's not. Like if you were, right? Oh, and to be fair, like fitness models who are ripped and have muscles, they get hate from fucking fat losers on the internet for sure. You know, it happens. But look at the people who are criticizing you. They're fat losers. So who the fuck cares, right? And again, to apply it to this, like look at the people who are criticizing you. Do you have people who are fit and experts in fitness, not doctors, experts in fitness criticizing you and telling you your idea is fucking stupid? Well, it probably is stupid then. Do you have fat feminists, like, you know, losers basically criticizing you? Well, you're probably on the right track then, because who the fuck cares what they think? Do you have like skeleton anorexic girls criticizing you? Well, who the fuck cares? Because you're probably on the right track. You understand? Like you have to look at who's criticizing you, which is one of the reasons I don't care about people who troll me on my channel, because most of them are fucking losers. All of them really are losers. Occasionally I get put in my place, but everybody does. And like you got to understand, maybe if you're getting criticism from people who know better than you, maybe you're doing something wrong, really. And another thing, this whole idea, like, I guess she is right about one thing, which is that your weight is always going to fluctuate. Always. You are always going to, like, from one day to the next, you are going to weigh a separate amount. From 1 month to the next, you're going to weigh a different, you know, weight. That's just how it is. Wintertime, you're probably going to gain weight. Summertime, you're going to lose weight. Holidays, you're going to gain weight. That's just, you know, if you live in America, that's just how it is, right? You might go through something difficult where you eat more, your discipline might lapse, your gym might close, you might gain some weight. That's just how it is. If you are insecure about people calling you out on social media and you are insecure enough to like voice that concern in a video, then it seems like you probably feel guilty because you're being called out for your bullshit. Really, you know? Otherwise, why would you feel insecure about it? If you're confident and you know 100% that what you're doing is right, then you wouldn't care what people say. You'd be like, fuck you guys, I'm doing all in. This is what I believe. This is what is going to work. And if you don't like it, you want to criticize me, then go fuck yourself. But honestly, what this seems like to me is just the like anorexic tendencies of like, I'm going to say this thing so you can't criticize me. I'm feeling insecure, guys. Here's me with tears in my eyes. Like, oh, that means I'm a girl crying. You can't criticize me now. Like, come on. I don't know. Am I being like mean and an asshole? But that's just what it seems like to me.
Just hate, which is adding to this pressure. This is the problem. Like, I'm really trying not to care. Okay, so the first problem is social media pressure to maintain this like ideal weight. So how am I going to fix that? Well, I don't really know if I have the right answer yet, but I really feel like this is a good place to start. Like me just opening up and being honest with you guys and telling you about how I feel and everything that I'm dealing with is a good place to start. Because I want to emphasize that an all-in journey success is not predicated on where your weight ends up. It's predicated on not being food focused or hungry all the time, and that your health has significantly improved. So if my weight changes from here, I just needed to let you know that it's a possibility and it doesn't make my all-in journey any less successful. Okay, so that's one side of the first problem. The other side of this is that I need to stop letting other people's opinions impact or interfere with my journey. And one way that's helping me with this problem is doing more of what I mentioned in my last video. I've been doing a lot of reading, picking up new hobbies, spending time with my mom, my family, Jeff, and focusing on people in my real life who are not as invested in my weight or my body, which is nice because I need to separate my life from my life online. So my next struggle is likely a result of the first struggle. So the anxiety and pressure that I'm feeling from my external environment has led me down a path of having a pretty irregular appetite. So for the past few months, I've been suffering with pretty bad anxiety. Like, it's been bad. And I promised I would never use that word lightly. I truly understand the implications of that word. And this feeling is totally new to me. Like, I had normal bouts of anxiety during college, during my PhD, and throughout the year of my all-in journey, but never like this. Like, this is different. I've been too anxious to upload YouTube videos, too scared to talk about it, but I'm working on it. So here I am. And it seems like this newfound anxiety has been dramatically impacting my appetite. So when my anxiety is at its worst, which is in the morning, I have absolutely no desire to eat. I feel so bad to the point of jolting awake at 5:30 every day just to get started on some task to appease my racing thoughts and fears. Also, so I don't lay in bed too long with said racing thoughts so they don't spiral out of control. And what's worse is that when my appetite is very low, it makes me even more anxious because I don't want to lose any more weight because of what we've already talked about. So that spiraling anxiety loop is giving me more anxiety. And then my appetite will...
All right. I'm about to fucking throw my computer out the window, I swear to God. Okay, everybody. This is what happens. This is what happens when you try to find a solution other than the real, honest solution. Okay, this is what happens when you try to be healthy by making up some fucking retarded bullshit instead of just doing the healthy thing, right? Like, who in their right mind would think that, like, in order to be healthy, if you're underweight, what you need to do is go and be really overweight and fat and obese and then lose the weight and then try and maintain that weight? And, like, who would think that that's the right choice? Really, who would actually think that's the right choice? You know, the path to health is always the same for everybody, right? You're diabetic, you're old, you're young, you're fat, you're skinny, you're fucking anorexic, you're bulimic, you're got one leg, you got one arm, you're fucking whatever. I don't care what your problem is. The path to health is always the same. Always, for everybody. Everybody. Every human being on the planet. Stephanie Buttermore, me, your fucking mom, your kid, everyone. And it is eating nutrient-dense food, meat, eggs, chicken, liver, milk, raw milk, exercising frequently, and just start with those two. That's it. You don't need to go all in. You don't. If you want to get caught up in the drama and your main concern is, like, winning social points online from strangers, okay, then you can go all in and you can be a vegan and you can be fucking take your pick of all of these, like, you know, methods of social validation. But, like, if you want to be healthy, you don't do those things. There's plenty of people out there who achieve a high level of health and they do the exact same thing pretty much within a range, right? They eat healthy natural foods. They exercise frequently. They get some sun. They drink water. And that's it. That's it. That's all you got to do. It's that simple. You know, oh, I'm having anxiety. I can't sleep. I wake up early. I organize my fucking cupboard. Like, how about this? You're having trouble sleeping? Go work out. It seems like you're skipping the gym a little bit. Seems to be. It's what it seems like, right? Seems like maybe you skipped a couple days. Okay, no offense, but, like, go hit the gym a little harder. Go lift the weight, put it back down, do it a bunch for an hour. Your boyfriend's a fucking bodybuilder. What was the other one? Eating, like, healthy food. Go buy chicken. But this is what I don't understand. Like, your boyfriend is one of the top natural bodybuilders in the world. The dude knows what he's doing. Bro, step in. Fucking tell her she's fucking doing some stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, put her in her place, bro. At this point, if this is genuine. To be fair, it's entirely possible that it's also not genuine at all. And it's all just an act and she's just acting. It's all fake. And she's doing it for the views. It's also possible. I don't think that is the case. I don't think that she is that devious. Well, maybe devious isn't the right word. I want to say, like, smart, not smart, but, like, I don't think she's come up with this master plan to fucking, like, do this. Like, to what end, really? I don't. I think that this might actually be genuine. But, bro, like, fucking step in, you know? It's time. Yeah, like, you can't sleep. That means you're not tired enough at night. And also you're not eating enough, right? If you're not eating enough, you're going to sleep less. It's just a fact, just how it is. You know, anybody who's ever fasted, you know that it's harder for you to fall asleep at the same time. And when you do fall asleep, you sleep for less time, really. Like, you just sleep less when you're not eating, really. There's no other way to say it. So eat more and work out more. That's it. It's so simple. It's so simple. Like, I'm kind of curious what the comments are here. It's probably like, it's okay, girl. I hate everybody in the world.
Be really high at night, which is probably my body's way of, like, making up for the lack of food from earlier in the day. So at nighttime, I just, like, want to eat a whole pizza. But not in a binge. I never lose control, and I'm just completely honoring my hunger. But then it kind of exacerbates this problem of not being hungry in the morning because I ate so much of my total daily food at nighttime. And you guys know that intuitive eating is eating in accordance to your hunger signals. But if your hunger signals are not reliable because of anxiety, it makes intuitive eating a lot harder. And don't get me wrong, it's only been a struggle for like the last few months, but it's been enough of an issue that I felt like I needed to address it. However, on top of that, all of this was really conflicting. I had like this mental tug of war where I was kind of like rejoicing in the fact that my appetite was so low and that I wasn't food focused anymore. I relished in the fact that food didn't rule my life anymore and that I barely thought about it throughout the day. But the irregularity was causing other downstream issues, which we'll get to in Act 3. And I know it is common for people to not eat in the morning. A lot of people skip breakfast. But before my anxiety got so bad, I was happily eating first thing in the morning. And another thing is that I actually didn't love the idea of prolonging my first meal and skipping breakfast, because I do remember a conversation I had with Dr. Rinaldi where she mentioned how problematic intermittent fasting can be for women and their hormones.
Making sure you're spreading your food out throughout the day. This whole intermittent fasting thing is really, really horrible for women's hormones.
Which kind of always stuck with me, so just another reason to address this problem. Funny enough, the video where I tried different breakfasts from different countries is actually me trying to fix this problem. I was working on my low morning appetite. It was in an attempt to help me start eating breakfast, but I just wasn't ready to talk about it at the time because I felt like I was still working on it, but it helped me eat.
You don't need to eat breakfast. You don't. It's breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day is a slogan started by the Kellogg's company, the fucking breakfast cereal company, as a way to market their fucking shitty cereals to people, right? You don't need that shit, really. You wake up in the morning, motherfucker, you don't need any food. You just slept for fucking 8 hours. Like, what do you need food for? What did you do that made you require food? If you want to eat a little bit of food, definitely don't eat this trash. Croissants with this fucking cookies. Who's going to eat cookies for breakfast? What person in their right mind is going to say cookies are a good idea to eat for breakfast? Eat fucking 6 cookies for breakfast. What? And what the fuck is this? I don't even know what this is. Who's going to eat this? What is this even? This slightly better because at least it's actually like real food. This is a good breakfast if you work out in the morning. But if you just wake up and you're like, I'm going to eat some beans and bacon and eggs and what's it, like an English breakfast? And then this, what is this? I guess this is also natural food. I don't even know what the fuck this is. But like one easy way to think of like what you should eat is like, what did you do? What are you going to be doing for the next several hours? And what did you do for the several hours prior, right? And you scale your like food intake up or down based on that. If you're not hungry in the morning, you don't need to eat in the morning. And another thing, who the fuck is going to take advice from Dr. Rinaldi? Who the fuck would take advice from this individual? You're going to take fitness advice from this person? Nicola Rinaldi? What exactly, like... No period, now what? Intermittent fasting? I guess she doesn't look that bad. Oh, she's way hotter now. I mean, in this. What year is this? She doesn't look like that in that video. Huh. Why does she look so bad in that video? Okay. Photoshop maybe? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I still wouldn't take fitness advice from her, from some skinny girl. About what? You're going to listen? Like, it's very simple, everyone. There are people... Let's start over. What is the ultimate test of how healthy you are? What is the ultimate test? How do you know? Is it when you go to a doctor and they take your blood pressure and check your heartbeat? No. Is it when you feel good and feel happy? No. The ultimate test of how fit you are is how well you perform various athletic activities, with the one exception that like people who are on very high amounts of exogenous hormones, aka steroids, will perform better, but let's put that aside for now, right? If you are a good athlete, you are a healthy person, period. End of story, right? Assuming that like the athletic sport that you have chosen is not destroying your joints or fucking you up in some long-term way, like, you know, boxing, like bobbling your brain around, or American football or something like that. If you can perform an athletic activity with a high degree of efficiency, I guess, or like if you're really good at athletics, then you're a healthy person. You do not take advice about health from people who are not good at athletic activity. You do not. Do not. It is a waste of time. You're setting yourself up for trouble. And like, why would you? If you can run, you know, a 400-meter dash or something in a very short amount of time, you're a fit, healthy person. That requires eating right, requires exercise, requires getting enough sleep, requires all these things, right? To sit at your desk or to fucking clean your apartment, anybody can do that. That is not a good barometer of how healthy you are. This breakfast shit, this is stupid, man. Who's giving this girl advice? Who's letting her do this? That's why I wonder, like, does her boyfriend just not care? Or he's like, I guess it's not that bad because she's getting a lot of views on YouTube? Or he's just too scared to say anything? Or what? Like, I don't know.
And I did pretty good, but it's just not something that I always do. But I feel like if I can manage my anxiety by talking to you guys, this problem won't feel so heavy. So I guess like the solution to my first problem will probably be a solution to this problem. So on the flip side of having a low appetite in the morning, like I mentioned, my appetite does like pick up at night. I feel like having a really high appetite and eating a lot more later in the day was causing a bit of food guilt. So that's the downstream effect of eating like the bulk of my food at nighttime. And I know that it's silly, I feel like I should be way past this, but food guilt is a tough feeling to stop. As you can see, my struggles kind of snowball into each other. This one, a combination of problems 1 and 2, but food guilt is something that is not new to me. I definitely struggled with this in the past, even before going all in. I'm sure most people have dealt with it, but it's actually not surprising that it started to creep back once my weight had stabilized. And as you guys know, during my own journey, I did struggle with food guilt, especially when I was at my heaviest weight. So I did pick up on a few tactics that I used then that I'm currently using now. However, the main difference between then and now is that now it seems to come in waves. Most of the time, I'm completely fine, like carefree about food, eat freely without thinking too much about it, but it starts to get worse when my anxiety is bad. Like I already said, if my weight isn't what it should be by like some arbitrary metric, I start to pay more attention to how much I'm eating. But regardless, I still to this day honor my hunger, and when it's high, I still allow myself to eat, which might lead to just a small wash of guilt, admittedly, if I eat more than usual. But even when I have guilt, it doesn't stop me from eating, and I still don't restrict. And I'm grateful for the fact that it's not an everyday thing, but it still happens occasionally, and of course I wish this was something that never happened anymore, but I'm human. So some tactics that helped me in the past that I'm currently using: 1, I always think about the food like nourishing my body. If my body was hungry, it was probably for a reason, and my body probably needed the food. And 2, I just think about how I could use the extra food for a quality session in the gym. Because I'm so much more focused on strength these days, anything that helps me lift more weight, I see it as a good thing. Another more obvious solution to this would be to fix problems 1 and 2, but of course that's a...
Everybody has food guilt. Everybody. You eat stuff that you feel like you should not have eaten and you are fatter as a result, or you're already fat and you eat garbage. Yeah, you're going to feel guilty because you shouldn't fucking eat that food. It's your body. It's like your mind and body's way of telling you you probably shouldn't have eaten that. Right. And again, like all of these problems could be solved. Like, what did she say? Like, I eat food all the time. I don't feel bad about it, but occasionally I have food guilt. Okay, well, everybody does. Like, look down at your stomach. If you can grab some fat on your stomach or your chest or anywhere, if you can get like a good solid handful, guess what? Next time you eat something, you probably should feel guilty because you've got a bunch of fucking fat on your body. You probably shouldn't be eating whatever the fuck you're eating. You probably shouldn't, you probably should be working out harder in the gym. You probably should do a kitchen audit and throw out a bunch of the garbage that you eat. People these days, they're so fucking spoiled and they're so used to like having their cake and eating it too, no pun intended, that they don't want to admit the actual truth about nutrition and fitness and being healthy, which is there's a very small group of foods that you should be eating most of the time. The other foods you should rarely, if ever, eat, and you need to exercise really fucking hard in order to be an actual healthy person. That's it. I don't know why that's so hard for people to understand. This chick, at least she works out. At least it does seem from these video clips that she is, I mean, every clip is like her eating pizza and fucking shitty breakfast food, but like, I think that she's also eating healthy food. I haven't actually seen her eat one single healthy thing. Maybe that's the problem. And another thing, this is my problem with the whole fake junk food. Like, you can eat fake junk food as long as you stay under your calories. This right here, this is a perfect example of why that is a fucking terrible idea. Terrible idea, because you're not attacking the heart of the problem, which is like striving to be as healthy as possible. You are not healthy if you eat if you eat fewer calories of trash food. You have to always manage this shit. You have to always pay attention. Oh, how many calories was this? How many calories was that? Oh, it's so good. These, Snackwell's fucking sugar-free fake cookies. Oh my God, they're so good. I just hit the entire box because I couldn't control myself because I'm restricting. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? It's much simpler than that, okay? Much simpler. You eat natural foods that are high in protein and high in fat, and you work out as hard as you can, as often as you can. That's it. It's that simple. You don't have to do anything else, right? Obviously, if you're in the public eye, you've got 1 million YouTube subscribers, you've got, I don't know how many fucking Instagram followers she has, probably a lot. You're in the public eye, you're posting pictures of your body all the time, you're doing some fucking stupid, retarded diet that makes absolutely no sense and could arguably be just to get more fucking attention on the internet. Yeah, people are going to criticize you. It makes you anxious. Boo fucking who, man? You chose it. It's a stupid idea. Of course it's going to make you anxious when you tell everybody about it because people are going to pick you apart. Obviously.
A lot easier said than done. Also, it's kind of hard to say whether or not this would be easier on me if I wasn't so open with my journey on like the World Wide Web, but I don't want it to stop me from sharing this journey with you. Because even if my videos or my Instagram stories or my Instagram posts in general help even just like a small fraction of you, it is worth the anxiety that comes with having a life on the internet. My skin can always get thicker, of course, and I feel like if I can manage my anxiety from external pressures, that would normalize my appetite and then fix all of my downstream issues. And to be very honest with you, I feel like after talking to you guys, I have like the weight of the world off of my shoulders. I feel like I have so much off my chest. So none of this should have to be a concern anymore because if I gain or lose weight, I told you guys. So consider this a warning. But in all seriousness, I really hope that this video explains how I've been feeling and where I am right now and kind of lays a foundation for like the next obstacles that I plan to tackle in the upcoming months and in my upcoming videos. I want to share chapter 2 with you guys and I want to share how I'm dealing with this and I want to show you how I improve. And I think I might do a full day of eating for my next video, just kind of like to catch you up on where I am mentally, show you how I'm eating to overcome some of these obstacles.
All right, I've seen enough. I don't know why this made me so irritated, but like, I don't see the point. I really don't. Like, if the point of doing this is anything other than to get attention and like sell your t-shirts, then like, why would you not just choose the easiest, shortest path to solving your problem? The reason, in my opinion, is because you don't actually want to solve your problem. You just want to complain about your problem online because that's how you've solidified your identity. You're the girl with the eating disorder. You're the girl who's trying to get over her extreme hunger. And everything that I say and everything that I do is going to reinforce that identity because that's who I am. And, check me out. I'm a hot girl eating pizza. Don't all you fat bitches feel bad? Like, ha, ha, ha. You know, look how nice my ass looks, right? It's like, it's so transparent and so hypocritical, right? Like, I used to try to be so nice in these videos about Stephanie Buttermore, but like, come on. Enough is enough. What the fuck, dude? Like, what a joke. What an absolute joke. Are people actually believing this? Who believes this? What's wrong with you people? Anyway, I'm done. I think that's enough videos for today. You have any more? Let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.